Here we go again. The most complimented fragrances that I've used since 2019. This whole year, what has been my most complimented fragrances? Now, I was gonna do a top 10, but the problem is my list from last year, or like whenever I did my last top 10 most complimented, hasn't changed much. So I didn't want to just throw out the same kind of video and whatever. So I decided to do a top 5. I'm also gonna say it hasn't really changed much. It's just consistently fragrances that have been getting me compliments over the years have been still getting me compliments in 2019. I'm impressed though there isn't Dior Sauvage in my list or Creed Invictus. These two I expected to do better over the year, but they didn't perform and they didn't really do as well as I thought. Even though I loved them both, they didn't make the list because these other ones did a lot better in terms of compliments. So let's get into the list. Now, I said there wasn't Dior Sauvage, but I didn't say there wasn't Dior Sauvage-esque fragrances. Or blue fragrances, I should say. Versace Dillon Blue at my number 5. This one, you guys know the deal. Ambroxan, fresh, spicy, aromatic, mass appealing, great use, everyday, versatile, all the pretty much the adjectives for a mass appealing scent that could get you compliments. Overall, it smells pretty good. I do like it. I do enjoy using it as an alternative to like your average Dior Sauvage EDP or whatever blue fragrance there is. It is a nice alternative, and why do I prefer this the most out of all the alternative or like all the blue fragrances that I could have put in this list? It's the one that has a little bit of a kick to it. I would say it's the only one that has a little detail and depth to it, you know, because it starts off actually like a bergamot, fresh, spicy kind of fragrance, you know, it has that pepper, bergamot opening. But when it dries down, it actually smells a little bit different than towards the opening. Even though the ambroxan is very heavy throughout the whole fragrance, but it does develop a little bit. But for example, like I know Dior Sauvage, even though I love that fragrance and you guys know, the problem with that one, to be fair, is that it doesn't really develop throughout the whole fragrance. That's why I overall prefer this one the most out of those blue fragrances. Now there is one big contender. I just haven't got the chance to, use it because I only got it like a week ago. It's Bleu de Chanel Parfum. That's one that's pretty close to this one that I would say I might prefer that one over. But in terms of compliments, I haven't used that one enough to put it over Versace Dillon Blue. Number 5 is Versace Dillon Blue. My number 4 might be a little surprised because I haven't ever mentioned this fragrance to you, but this one is Sunset in Heaven by Parfums Vintage. Now, I know my label is kind of messed up. That's because I tried to tape this shut. I put the tape over the label, so when I pulled off the tape, it ended up peeling off the label, but I tried to stick it back together. Not the best look, but it will do because the fragrance will get you compliments. And this one is a take on Baccarat Rouge 540 by Maison Francis Kurkdjian. Smells really, really close to the EDP Baccarat Rouge 540, the original thing. It does do just as well, and that's why personally I haven't gotten myself a bottle of Baccarat Rouge 540 is because this one is doing the job enough right now. Once this one runs out, or once I get bored, once I figure, let me buy Baccarat Rouge 540 and put it up on my shelf, then I'll probably buy it. But for now, Sunset in Heaven is doing the job. It works well, it gets compliments, it lasts long, it smells just like Baccarat Rouge 540. That's it. I don't need to really buy Baccarat Rouge 540 if I have this one. So Sunset in Heaven is my number 4. My number 3 needs no further explanation. I'm just gonna mention it to you guys and move on. This fragrance always somehow makes it onto my list, even though when I make my list, I'm like just saying, okay, this one did well, that one did well, oh, I remember that compliment, let me pick that one out. And this one always seems to be the one when I look at it, I'm like, should I add it to the list? Or should I... Fuck it, let me just add it. Invictus by Paco Rabanne. My number 2 is Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. That's a hell of a name and a hell of a fragrance if you want the compliments too. You guys, I think, know the deal, and if you don't, I would honestly just give it a try because it's probably found in your local department stores. This one opens up with a blast of like mandarin and tonka bean, dries down to a more clear kind of scent. In terms of how well it does last long. It does do very well in the cold, and overall, for some reason, when it's cold and I'm walking or whatever and my hand, like let's say I sprayed it right here and I'm walking with a let's say a jacket on, and I sprayed it on the jacket in this area, and I start just getting whiffs of it, and I don't know what it is, but this one just does wonders in the cold. There is probably something in here that, you know, makes it project more or something while it's cold for some reason. That's just weird, but this one really does well in the cold and gets you the compliments you want. As long as you got the style, you got all the, you know, factors that play into getting compliments, in addition to one of these bad boys, a fragrance, then you should be getting compliments. And my number one is one that is no really surprise. It's just been doing really well for me the last I would say month or two I've had it. And you might be wondering, wow, only a month or two and it's already at your number one spot? What is this fragrance? Well, I'm sure you guys know this fragrance. This is 1 Million Lucky by Paco Rabanne. 1 Million Lucky, huh? Paco Rabanne, I can't say anything, really. Hazelnut, sweet, gourmand, really something you want to just eat. And you might be saying, what's so special about a fragrance that, you know, girls want to eat? Well, it's more attractive. It makes you more approachable if someone smells this fragrance. Obviously, you know, the look, the style, the personality you have, the drive that, you know, you want to, you know, get compliments and talk to people and talk to girls is also going to play a key factor. But also this fragrance will help with that. This fragrance, I don't know, man, it gets compliments, does wonders, and it's 1 Million Lucky by Paco Rabanne. That's my number one fragrance of my most complimented list. And you guys see the gist. You know, I didn't want to do 10 fragrances of these similar kind of, you know, mass appealing whatever fragrances, because you guys know that these are probably the ones that are gonna get the compliments, and they do. That's why I guess they're mass appealing. Nonetheless, if you guys enjoyed the video, let me know in the comments below, and peace.